How's it going, guys? Cameron here with Canadian Gamer, coming at you with another video. Not much going on here, just a few things I wanted to talk about. The first thing is I checked out Outrun on the Game Gear today, released in 1991, as you can see here. Wasn't released in North America, only released in the PAL and Japan region, overseas, excuse me. And yeah, very unique version of Outrun. Each goal has 4 sections instead of 5, but they're extra long. And you're going through the Sahara Desert. You're going through Las Vegas. There's all different types of different locale that isn't in the original game. So a very unique version of Outrun, which I believe was developed by Sega. And it came out again in 1991, the same year that Outrun was released for the Genesis. So very interesting that Sega chose to create a whole new version of Outrun instead of, just simply porting over the Sega Master System version to the Game Gear, which would have made sense. But nope, they went and made their own unique version for the Game Gear. So pretty cool version for sure. The next thing I want to mention here today, I was in a liquidation center. And I was walking around and I was taking a look at all the stuff in there. Furniture, light fixtures, appliances, clothing, all the rest of it. I didn't see anything really gaming related there. Stands for like a Mario Kart toy. Oh, not a go-kart, but you can see here for kids. And there was also like an Atari mini console, and they were asking way too much for it, like $200. And I went up to the front of the store, and what did I see? They had the Storm Cloud Vapor. Now I actually like the Dream Vapor controller, the pink one, but this one's cool too. This is the Storm Cloud Vapor, and I've wanted this controller for a while. Not that I need more controllers. And I said to her, how much is the Storm Cloud Vapor controller? She's like, oh, it's $75. I'm like, I didn't say anything to her, but I'm like, that's pretty much retail in Canada. She's like, oh, and it's 30% off. I'm like, oh. So I ended up picking it up. I don't know, I guess it's probably a refurb. But anyways, it ended up costing me $54, taxes included. So I guess when she said it was $75, that must have been with tax, or maybe there was just no tax on it. But I was surprised to see this controller is actually available right now at Walmart.ca as a refurb for $48 with free shipping and handling. So yeah, pretty sick controller, to be honest with you. So this one is going to be the one I'll be using for the foreseeable future. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Very cool. Oh yeah. So I guess the main thing I wanted to talk about here today is it a taboo subject? I don't know. It's been talked about before, but do you think it's a bad thing for children or kids of the younger age to get into first-person shooters? I don't think so. See, I grew up in a household where there was no censorship. Used to watch all the horror movies with my father. Didn't really see a lot of nudity in those days. That was something that was sort of shielded from me. I guess that makes sense. But as far as like blood and guts are concerned and coarse language, that never really got taken away from me. I was able to experience that at a young age. And that didn't affect me at all, I don't think, as I grew up. But a lot of parents, that are my age or younger, as an example, and this has been going on for the last, ever since Doom came out, there's a certain percentage of parents that think it's terrible to let your kids play first-person shooters. God knows what they'll end up doing out in the real world, all the rest of it. I remember when I was younger, we all had consoles, right? We all had the SNES, the Genesis 64. But this one guy that I went to school with, he didn't have a console. He had a PC. Okay, probably his parents' PC, and he was playing the games that we couldn't play because we didn't have them on the console at the time. And I remember he was telling us that he was playing Doom, and it was very foreign to us because at that time, again, like I said, this was around 1995, 96, and like we didn't have that game. And needless to say, he ended up becoming later on in life, he ended up becoming real fucked up. And I'm not saying that's because of him playing first person shooters, but he became very negative, very dark. He went down the wrong path. He got into drug dealing. He got involved with the law, getting arrested, going to jail. His life took a dark turn. But would I say that's because he was playing first person shooters? No. I don't know where I'm going with that. But yeah, I don't think it's bad to play first person shooters. I think if you're a parent and maybe you're noticing other things that your kid is, as far as behavioral patterns are concerned, that are a red flag, yeah, maybe pull back on that stuff. But as a whole, I don't think it's a bad thing for kids to play first person shooters or watch horror movies or anything with gratuitous violence. I think it's actually worse to censor your kids and try to force them to watch certain types of content. I think that's the worst thing you can do as a parent. And like the more you try to do that, the more the kid's gonna rebel against it later on in life, for sure. But yeah, I'm thankful I grew up in a household where there was no censorship whatsoever. But yeah, like with first person shooters, I didn't play them a whole lot when I was younger. I didn't really get into them until I was in my 30s, but I love first person shooters. It's probably, lately it's been my favorite genre, right up there with arcade racers. But yeah, I don't see a problem with it. It's crazy to think though that a lot of these games, they literally give you the gun. The gun is in your hand, and you can walk right up to somebody and bam. Like, it is pretty crazy, right? It is crazy, but hey, it's just a video game. Okay, it's just a video game. So no, I don't think there's any issues with fighting games or first person shooters or anything that's got extreme violence. I just think that there's other things at play that could play a factor in why some kids end up the way that they do, extra violent, extra, on the wrong end of the spectrum. We can't blame video games. But no, if I had a son or a daughter and they wanted to play Call of Duty, I wouldn't say no. I would say, yeah, you can play whatever you want. I wouldn't try to control the narrative and force my kid to play Evercade. Fuck that. So that was my little rant on first-person shooters and censorship. Again, I'm limited as to what I can say because obviously I don't have a kid. But if I did have a kid, and I was a kid at one point, so I can at least give you my my take on that. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I like how my videos look with the light on the side like this instead of right in my face. I think it looks much better. I don't know what you guys think about that, but So the Storm Cloud Vaporer, didn't need it. It was a want. It wasn't a need, but the price was right. Again, $54. I couldn't pass it up. Really cool controller. And that's it. There's not much else going on. Again, a little bit of speed running happening on the channel here. If you're not into it, you don't have to watch those videos. Obviously, like I said, I usually put them up for a couple hours and then I delist them and add them to my playlist. So So yeah, that's it. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on this topic. Do you think that parents should go out of their way to prevent their kids from playing first person shooters? Or do you think it's not a big deal? And if your kid wants to play Doom, Quake, Duke Nukem 3D, Power Slave, Call of Duty, Doom, did I already mention Doom? Doom Eternal. Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys are all doing well. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good night.